Dr. Uche. If you're here for the first time, welcome back to my channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, and welcome to whatever other platforms you may be watching this on. I come to discuss tips and suggestions to help people write their biographies, memoirs, autobiographies, and I do also share book reviews, especially fiction, and occasionally children's book read-alouds. All because I believe in the power of stories to enrich our lives and also to share our common humanity. Today, I'm so grateful you could be here. I have a wonderful little piece for you. Before we start though, if you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor and hit the subscribe and also hit the notification bell. That way you'll know when I upload new videos, and let's dig right in. So today I want to talk about if you feel you want to write something about your life for your descendants, for the world, for people who know you, but you can't wrap your head around the thought of a huge or full autobiography. So what to do if you feel overwhelmed at the thought of a complete and comprehensive biography? Let me tell you, you're not alone. The first time I started thinking of writing a life story, I thought about the immensity of the project, and I was like, oh my goodness, how am I going to have the time? I have 3 kids, I have a job, I have a husband, I have a home, I have parents, I have a lot of people who need my time and effort. It took a while. I think I've discussed in another video how I did a piecemeal though. So I've talked a lot about how you can break up a large project into little chunks. And that's how to accomplish something that seems immense, overwhelming, large, and oh my gosh size, pardon me. So that's how you can often tackle something that seems so big. However, today I want to share a thought for you. First of all, if you're thinking that writing your autobiography is too huge a project, number one, I want you to know you're not alone. That's what I was getting at. You are not alone. A lot of people feel that way. Most of us work 40 to 60 hours a week, whether you work outside the home or in the home or whatever your situation is. Most of us are striving and trying to make an effort for most waking hours. So if you feel that the project is too big for you, the next thing to think about is you can zoom into aspects, okay? That's the second point today. The first one was, don't worry, you're not alone. The second is you can zoom into aspects. You can decide to share particular aspects of your life, and not necessarily a chronological story, but you can challenge yourself, as it were, with questions about certain aspects. So for example, you might say, what is it about my life that is most different compared to my children, my grandchildren? What is it that I could write up that they would really appreciate reading about? Because it's so unusual for them, right? They're not familiar with that sort of thing. It could be your upbringing. It could be where you grew up. If your family emigrated, for example, it could be something controversial. Why did you choose a job? Why did you leave one job and go to another job? Why did you make a life-altering decision? Or it could even be, why did you choose somebody? Why did you choose a partner, right? Why did you break off a relationship or friendship? Why did you stay friends with somebody for decades, right? And not some other person? It could also be things that were controversial, right? And all of us have something we did in our lives that we would consider controversial, that if you put it on the table for people to think and deliberate, they would be like, how strange, how did they make this decision? So you can zoom into aspects, and in effect, by addressing particular aspects, you would have enough of a write-up that you could save. And that would make interesting reading for your children, your grandchildren, and your descendants, okay? The third thing is, you might say, well, how do I know? And I've given you some ideas. Where you grew up, where you were born, if that's very different from your children and grandchildren. Secondly, things that were life altering, different decisions you made, and maybe even things that were controversial. But then you may say, well, I can't think it off the top of my head. How do I know which aspect? Can I have something to juggle my memory? And here I want to again remind you of this book, this framework that is available on Amazon. You can use this book that consists of questions. It is my publication from last year, and it consists of questions that juggle your memory. They're not meant to be comprehensive by any measure. Everybody's situation is different. But when you have certain questions like, were you popular among your peers? Do you remember any music or drama? Would you consider yourself average, affluent, or disadvantaged growing up in those years? Questions like these actually are meant to juggle your memory and help you remember things that you would like to write down for your children and your descendants to read. So again, this book is available on Amazon. And to just sort of recap today, I wanted to present the argument that writing a full chronological story, a comprehensive story, is a lot for many people, but that should not discourage you, because number one, you're not alone in thinking it's too much. A lot of people probably couldn't find the time to do all that, at least not initially. And you can keep writing, right? Your first story doesn't have to be that long, comprehensive thing. So you're not alone. Secondly, you can zoom into aspects. It could be things about you that were different growing up for you or in your life compared to your descendants. It could be things, life-altering decisions you made. It could be controversial decisions you made, okay? So those are things for you to think about that may help you sort of realize, or rather that may help you have a story, the essentials, the important things that you could write down. You could cement your legacy in that manner by writing down these aspects of your life and not having to do a whole chronological story. I hope that was helpful. This is Dr. Uche. I look forward to talking to you again next time when I come here to either discuss writing or publishing tips, or book reviews, or children's book read alouds. You take care. Till then, bye-bye.